Well, the dragon is dead. I've obtained the elytra. I suppose what I need to do is get mending and elytra on my wings before I start on a flushing mob farm and an iron farm. I decided that I was going to build the flushing mob farm before I put hoppers in to collect the drops, so that I could get some rockets to help me build the iron farm, so I had the iron to make the hoppers to put underneath the flushing mob farm. So I'm hopping from one build to the other. Also, build this farm in a desert. My understanding is that zombies can't spawn in deserts, and husks only spawn on sand, so there's very little rotten flesh generated if you build it here. This farm's not difficult. The only thing that I found a bit tedious was messing up on the water placement and the flow going wrong and having to replace it again when you don't have depth strider on your boots. Ugh. Okay, the farm's now complete, so we should just be able to wait up here on top of the AFK spot for a minute or so, and then when we pop down, there should be several stacks of drops for us to pick up. So I managed to trap this zombie in a boat and name it. I now have to get it into a cauldron 40 blocks above the air. Several hours later, finally I've managed to do it. So now it is simply a matter of moving villagers onto the correct cells either side. More several hours later, and I'm just about done with that as well. Look, no workstations. Even unemployed villagers can call the police in 1.16. Okay, so we just need to get the water pushing the golems off the spawning platform, and then the water pushing the golems into a lava blade so that I can pick up the drops. One of the things that I want to start doing is creating these glass platforms in the sky where I'm building. So I can put down my shockers on them and other essential things, and then I can just keep them in the sky. It's all spawn proof, it's not in the way, and I can keep them there until I'm ready to work on a new project. Okay, so what I want underneath where the hoppers are, where the golems are dying, where they're being killed by the life blade, I want a item sorter that is going to sort out the roses from the iron, and I want a maxed out toolsmith, armourer, and weaponsmith, so that I can buy any of the diamond level items should I require them or require more of them. I would also like some kind of like low level automatic furnaces, you know, the ones with just some hoppers and some fuel, essentially. This guy I never managed to get right. He either wouldn't buy iron, or he wouldn't sell me shovels, or he wouldn't sell me hoes. I like it. This build is beginning to come together nicely now. So, the same sort of dealio over here. I would like item filters, and I might put in some clerics and fishermen to sell fish and string to. Mainly I want the gunpowder for ancient debris and for some rockets. I've got enough sand from digging out this area to make a few stacks of TNT, so I think I'll go TNT mining after I've got this build finished. I was proper salty when this happened, and I still am a bit. I've been trying to work out what happened, what went wrong, and what I could difficulty. So, what's going on? Creepers are difficult to distinguish from cacti if you're working in the desert. Yeah, if you look carefully, you can see the creeper in this clip. Sleeping is good to get rid of zombies and skeletons. However, you're going to get the odd creeper and the odd spider still remaining if it becomes dark enough for them to spawn, and they can still kind of linger out of the caves. If you are wearing 3 pieces of protection 4 gear, which I am at the moment, creepers don't normally kill you. Yeah, if you're right next to them, then they do enough damage to kill you. However, they normally aggro and explode about 1.5 blocks away from you, and that they're too far away for them to actually be lethal. You know, this happened. I was wearing my 3 pieces of protection 4 gear, but I was walking backwards. So the creeper sees me and it starts to fizzle. You can see it like I'm walking backwards at the moment. I walk backwards into a creeper, and it's then close enough to issue fatal damage. So what should I have done? Or what will I do in the future to stop this from happening? If I just wore 1 piece of protection of blast protection 4 gear, I wouldn't have died. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that in the future. I'm still pretty salty though. and this is the third time now that I've got past the dragon, I've started building, I've got well into my game, and then something like this has happened. So this is becoming not fun, and it's not lending itself to good video content. My hardcore series is kind of like building the same farms over and over again. So hardcore is going to go on a bit of a break for a bit.